State of emergency has been declared. Doors have been blocked by mud and debris. It has been flowing through the entire village. This is crazy. We have a mudslide / landslide happening now just 3 days after I have just reported about this area. And now this is worse than what happened 3 days ago. 3 days ago, we had a large landslide that came down with a rumble, with a big cloud of dust between San Vito di Cadore and Cortina. That landslide has narrowly missed any settlement, any homes. Nothing really happened. Just the road, the State Road 51, you could see it from there. There was dust settling there. It was a large landslide on Croda Marcora. That's the mountain. But now we have it in the same area, along the same road, the road 51, the Alemannia, Germany, the road Borca di Cardore. So some people were trapped in their homes. Traffic on the State Route 51 was interrupted. The landslide broke away from the mountain after a strong storm with a lot of rain had dumped 50 millimeters of rain in the area within just half an hour. And that acts like lubricant. And that was the same problem 3 days ago when that landslide occurred. But this time, unfortunately, it has really caught the village. When we see the pictures here, what has happened. The small settlement of Cancia in Borca di Cardore was hit without a warning. Same as the other landslide, or it was crushed without a warning. If we see the pictures, it was hit by a violent landslide, mudslide. And you know, this looks like a peaceful mountain village, and we're all dreaming about this, the peaceful, being away from everything, nestled beneath beautiful towering alpine peaks, beautiful nature. But then in less than 30 minutes, the ground above you gives way, no sirens, no time to flee. A wall of mud, boulders, and water came running down. And imagine your front door disappears behind a wall of rocks and stone and debris. You can't get out of your house. That's exactly what happened in Cancia. It's in the northern Italy's Dolomites, this mountain range. And this wasn't a random event. This was a known danger, one with deep geological roots and an infamous history, and now a brutal new chapter. And thankfully, nobody was seriously hurt by this disaster because the government had done some preparations. They had built some retaining walls and had done precautions to divert stuff from the village or to catch something. So maybe that has played a role. A short but intense storm has struck the region, and they knew it. It was in the forecast. It was dropping around 50 millimeters of rain, about 2 inches in just half an hour. That sudden surge of water triggered a violent debris flow because it's like a lubricant from the slopes of the Monte Antelao. That's Italy's second highest Dolomite peak. And in seconds, guys, this goes so fast. The water has turned into mud, and mud into destruction, as we see it on the pictures. I'm so sorry for the people. I mean, I'm so glad that nobody's hurt, but it's terrible if your home is destroyed like this, or things that you value. But of course, life is way more precious. But you know what happened here? It's been like massive boulders and a river of soil really surged through a natural channel that is above Cancia, and it's known as the Rovina di Cancia. It's basically a steep, narrow corridor that has long funneled landslides, and that has helped accelerate everything. That was a highway for all the mud and debris to come down to Cancia. It has funneled everything into the village. And it has done that before, but this time the mud has reached the homes, has blocked doors, has buried parts of State Road 51. That's a vital link through the mountains. That's the only road through that valley. So that's a problem for the other villages and settlements and towns in that valley. So from this mudslide, around 20 homes were affected. Some families were trapped inside their homes, which is absolutely scary, guys, because imagine, everyone knows about Blatten. Everyone knows what happened in Blatten. If you don't know that, check my playlist about Blatten. This is something, they call it a once in a millennia event. A glacier collapsed together with a mountain peak that collapsed, and everything buried the village of Blatten in 40 seconds. Massive. So if you're trapped inside your house and you don't know, is more coming? Is this it? Or is there more coming like Blatten? It's absolutely scary. So in one case, one resident opened their front door and found a massive boulder where their stairs used to be. The firefighters and rescue teams worked through the day and night and still working to clear path with excavators, like open blocked entrances, and evacuate those in danger to get them out as quickly as possible before maybe more would happen. And thankfully, despite the scale of the disaster, no injuries or death were reported. That outcome was not due to luck alone, but also the result of hard-earned lessons from the past, thankfully. Because this isn't the first time that Cancia has been hit. I just mentioned it. The region has a long history of really devastating landslides. In the past centuries, particularly in 1348, 1730, and 1840, large debris flows have already caused widespread destruction and loss of people. And more recently, in 2009, another violent landslide from the same slope has unfortunately ended 2 people, has devastated part of the hamlet, and forced the evacuations of dozens of people. So this is still back in the head of the people as well. If you're sitting in your home and then you hear the rumbling, you know what's happening, right? So after that tragedy in 2009, the Italian authorities have invested, thankfully, heavily in protective infrastructure. They built retention basins, concrete barriers, have engineered debris channels to catch or deflect future flows away from the settlement. They have installed monitoring stations and alarms along the slope, and it has formed part of one of the most advanced local warning systems in the region. So the defenses were put to the test right now, and they worked, but not perfectly, unfortunately. But they did work good enough. Nobody was lost. So the basins that they built filled rapidly with the mud and the debris. Some overflowed, and the mud reached places that it wasn't supposed to reach. So it caught everybody by surprise, and these places were unprepared. So the fact that people had to be rescued from homes behind reinforced lines shows that even with the best preparation, the danger is never, ever entirely removed. The mountain just found another path around that. And according to local officials, the landslide was less destructive than it could have been, precisely because of the protections that have been built after 2009. But without them, the damage could have been far worse. We all look at Blatten. But the challenge is ongoing. It's not over yet. Evacuations have been carried out, and the entire area remains under surveillance. Earth-moving equipment is right now clearing the blocked state road. That's the vital artery for this area. And civil protection teams are assessing damage to structures, checking the slope for instability. That is very important. And they're preparing for the possibility of future flows if the rain returns. And it rains quite a bit in summer there. And, one is clear. These Dolomites, they're tall mountains, impressive looking mountains, and there's no way to stop them. This part of Italy is formed from steep sedimentary rock, carved by ancient glaciers, fractured by time, and stacked like crumbling stone walls. So the natural slopes around Cancia are unfortunately full of loose rock, gravel, and glacial debris. Materials that become really dangerous when they're saturated with water. So that geology, combined with narrow alpine valleys and centuries-old villages built at the mouth of these debris channels, makes this area uniquely exposed to events like this. And we also know, I've reported about this, every sixth home in Switzerland is at risk from something similar like this. Every sixth home. So this event is drawing national attention, not just for the danger that it posed, but also for the way it tested modern engineering against one of Italy's oldest natural threats. And I'm very sure Switzerland is looking at that as well. And also Germany and Austria. I've reported about the Hochvogel, for example. If you want to know more about this, check my playlist with the landslides. And I have just released a video about the most stunning, scary landslides that I have found. I'll put it in the end screen. Really watch it. You see a whole village being swept away. It's absolutely crazy. So right now, families in Cancia are cleaning mud from floors. They're clearing blocked roads, and they're waiting for officials to declare it safe. Right now, it's a state of emergency. But history in this valley has shown this won't be the last time the mountain moves. If anything, it's a powerful reminder that the past is always close in the Alps. I think that's how you can word it. And sometimes it comes crashing down. Fast, loud, and unstoppable, unfortunately. So guys, I will keep you updated. Check out the videos in the end screen if you want to know more about this. Check out my playlist. If you like the video, please leave it a like. Join our group, subscribe to the channel, and if you want to join the group of insiders, become a supporting member of the channel, link is in the description, or buy me a coffee, leave me a message. I will reply with a video message. Link is in the description. buymeacoffee.com/silky. Stay safe, guys. Watch out where you are and what could happen so that I will see you safe and sound in the next one. Bye-bye.